There's this gal, Barbara McQuade, who wrote an article in Time magazine, quote, debunking the myths of the Trump trial, dated June 4th. And in that article, she goes through and tries to explain all the myths of the Trump trial. For example, she goes into the gag order. No, the gag order was appropriate based on protection of the witnesses and whatever. But when Trump's asked for the gag order to be removed before sentencing, they still won't remove it. They don't need to protect the witnesses anymore. The gag orders are put normally on the prosecution, not normally on the defense. Judge Merchan, the Colombian-born idiot, overturned jurisprudence, put the gag order on the defendant, and allowed the prosecution to say whatever they want. So Barbara McQuade doesn't mention any of that. She just goes in and says, well, it was appropriate. She mentions the myth about the judge giving $35 to the Biden campaign, and that's not bad. That's not illegal. In fact, her response to that is that they went to the judge and said, is this okay? And the judge allowed it, so therefore it's fine. But she doesn't address the issue of the bias, which is basically the judge's bias, because he contributed money, whether it was $1, whether it was $100 to the Biden campaign. It doesn't address the presumption of guilt that the jurors had to take in order to convict Donald Trump of covering up a crime. They don't even know what crime he covered up. The crime that he was charged with was falsification of business records, but it was elevated to a felony because he covered up another crime. But he didn't have to be proved guilty of that other crime, and there was no trial for that other crime. The other crime in the United States with the presumption of innocence never occurred. And Barbara McQuade doesn't address this issue either. Because somebody has a law degree, or just because somebody is a professor of law at the University of Michigan, doesn't mean that your opinion has no value. The basic principles of presumption of innocence, the trial venue, the bias, these things are obvious to all of us.